Hello everyone, welcome to Quick Learning Excels, and let's see what we have in agenda today. First agenda we have today is how to apply formula in spreadsheet, and then we will explore some formula, and we also will see what is the shortcuts for applying some formula, and we'll also see what is the range and what can be the potential challenge while we are applying some formula in the real projects and real environment. So let's see, we have this data, and this data is regarding the sales. We have the sales rate, then we have a regions, and we have a sales representative, then we have a items, and we have a unit sold by sales representative, and unit per cost, and then total sales. So suppose we want to apply the sum formula for this particular column, total sales, because we want to calculate how much sales we have done in that particular data. So let's see first how to apply the formula. So to apply a formula, first thing we have to do that we have to start it with the equal signs. All formula in the Excel spreadsheet start with the equal signs. So when you press the equal signs, you will also see this is also reflected in the formula bar. So it's here equal sign. So let's I'm applying the sum formula. So let's press S. As soon as I press S, the same S also reflected in the formula bar. So there are two ways to apply the formula. You can write down the formula in a formula bar, and you can write down in the cells where you want to write it down. So all functions started with S are listed here. Let's move SU. So all functions started with SU is in this bucket list, and see, we are looking for only sum formula, and when I highlighted the sum formula by down arrow key, so you can say it's saying adds all number in a range of a cell. That is why I included what is the range of cells in this tutorial, because we are going to deal with the range as well. So when you are highlighted the formula that which one you want to apply, then press tab. So it's automatically complete in the cell itself. So it's saying number 1, number 2, and number 3. So how many numbers you want to add, you can pass in these parameters. So let's see, I used my arrow key and selected G2, and now if I press shift and control and press down arrow key, it will select the all range till the last row and close the parenthesis, and you will see in the sum formula we have a range from G2 to G7, and press enter. So you will see it's calculated the total sum of this particular range. Now what is the range and what is the cell? Anything you are seeing in this spreadsheet, these boxes are the cells. One box can be considered as a cell, and sometimes we also say range as well, and you will see more than one cells are called a range. So this is the boxes I selected is called a range. Anything I selected two box, it's also range, right? And one single block also can be a range. When we do VBA macro programming, we used to say that this is a range A1. So you will see in the these options here we have a J12 because we have selected J12, so it's like a name box. If I have selected another one range, it's saying C13. So let's see, if we want to see where we apply the sum formula, it's cells name G9, and we also can say range. So when we selected more than one cells, it says, let's see, it's saying 3 rows and 1 column. Obviously we have selected 3 rows and 1 column. So this is how we apply some formula in the Excel spreadsheet. And now let's see what is the shortcut. Suppose we want to apply here a shortcut here, shortcut sum. So just to give the naming convention, because the number is written there, it does not reflect what we are calculating there until unless we go on that particular cell and check out ourselves the formula. So that is always advised that we should use some text so that that explain that formula. So if you want to apply the sum here in this selected cells, all we need to do, press alt and equal sign. It will automatically apply the sum formula for us for that particular given region. Press enter. Now it's also calculating sum formula. So every time we don't need to apply the sum formula, we can go with by these quick options. Now we also talk about potential challenge. What can be the challenge while we are applying the sum formula? So the challenge can be, if when we are looking at these numbers, sales numbers, we can see Jones on 6 January has sold out 95 unit, and on 1st April he sold out 60 unit. Let's take a hypothetical example. On 1st April, Jones was on the leave, right? When he was the leave, then what we need to do? We have to make their number 0. Their number would be 0. When we are looking at data, it shows us that, oh, something's happened. On 1st April, Jones does not sell any unit items. So it's reflecting the wrong message. While we will see the real scenario, Jones was on that leave. So in such scenario, what we have in the data is not applicable. So we receive the data like in that format not applicable. So now it's saying, if you look at this data, it's clearly visible that Jones was on the 1st April. There was no sales for Jones because not applicable for him. There can be now any reason. While we are showing 0, it's reflecting that he didn't sell out any item. So now if you will see some formula reflecting the wrong results, and it's just because of in this total sales range we have a something like not applicable. So it cannot be calculated in the formula. So some formula is not able to recognize this number, that's why it's resulting wrong message. So in the coming sessions we will learn how to deal with such scenarios. Till then, explore yourself how can you calculate the sum of this given range, and till then, happy Excel learning.